Good morning, traders. How we doing out there? Who's ready? It's another beautiful day. It's a Friday, and of course, on a Friday, there can always be what? Some giant swings. So we got to pay attention to see what happens today. Will we continue on in the bullish tune? Because we started to bounce back yesterday and started to look pretty decent, right? Getting back there and definitely looking to see if we can get ourselves another rally. I'm looking forward to see what happens today in Bitcoin, as I'm talking about maybe hedging Bitcoin with some stock action, right? Maybe you're long Bitcoin, right? And then you want to take a different approach here and you want to hedge some of the downside that could come in today as it's looking to maybe hit 100,000. So I'm doing that already, taking the trade at least, and that's by using Biddy. We'll talk a little bit about it right here on Trade the Pool. Let's get to the action. Let's take a look at the trading that's going on out there. We'll take a look to see what's moving. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, you guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. Let's get it started. Let's get right into the trading action today. We will still talk about some playbook, but I think this is going to be more about what happens at the open. A lot of the times I'm like kind of ready for the bell here and thinking on one way. But really what I need to see is the open here today. It's going to be very vital to see if we can hang on. So let's kick things off. It's Trade the Pool live. Let's go, team. Google wants 200, baby. You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at. All right, team, let's go ahead. Let's get to the action and see what we can find today. Of course, we'll be looking to see what's going on and just taking a different approach today and seeing if I can catch a little bit of a turn, right? You guys know how I love catching the turns. We'll see if we get a turn today in a Biddy. So we'll see what happens on that one. But definitely going to be taking a look to see what else is out there. I know a lot of you guys are long Bitcoin, and I got no problem with you guys being long Bitcoin. Of course, I've been the one in this room probably yelling 100,000 probably louder than anybody, but now I think it's just too easy, too fast, too easy. So with that being said, if you take a look, the Qs have still really not broken out of this kind of ascending triangle, and I'm starting to take a look at it. We could have some downside come in right towards the bell. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for. Of course, let's take a look here at the chart here, guys, and you guys can see the chart action. And let me go ahead and just get my little move gainers and losers there on the bottom. There it is. All right, here we go, guys. We'll be watching to see if the Qs want to break down. It's in this kind of ascending triangle, kind of holding on. The 506 mark going to be very important to see if it gets above. Now, I'm already long on this, guys. I'm taking a trade on Biddy, and Biddy is a short Bitcoin strategy ETF. Of course, you can go for the opposite, right? If you take a look here, that's going to be it's going to be BitO, right? So the positive one, the one to the upside, is BitO. This is just like flipping. It's just like trading the SQQQ and the TQQQ, right? It's just the flip side of things. It's not leveraged, though. That's one thing I will say. But taking a look at the action today to see what happens. I got a starter on right now. I'm willing to add back down towards 23s and maybe 22.95s, but looking for this to maybe take off right out the gate. So I wanted to have a piece in it already. And this is a part of the playbook today. We can talk a little bit more about it, but Biddy definitely one of the plays here that I'll be watching. Let's go to the next play and we'll talk a little bit more about this as we keep things going. Let's go to XLP, as this is one that I've been talking about for the week, how it's been kind of setting up here for a little bit of a ramp up. And this is an interesting area because it's consumer staple, right? More of your defensive stocks here. And there's been some stocks already making a lift. I have seen different names starting to move. So I talked about how Tyson Foods could make a little bit of a lift there, and it's continuing to push here. Will we see chicken get some inflationary pressure? I think we could, especially with what's being talked about, that, you know, there can be some things that really get changed in the health department and things like that. keep your eyes to see what happens there in Tyson Foods. You got Clorox also making a push towards 170. This stock has continued to run since we looked at it and originally called it right around this 140 time. So this was a long that we talked about on a swing trade. And I mean, it's been up 15% since then. I remember Kramer joined me on that call. So I'll give him a little daps, I guess. Kramer called one right. We'll see what happens out there. But definitely PG is another one that I'd look at. This has been hot as of late. And this is why you're seeing that nice little push in XLP. Another area to look at, of course, is the retail space. And I've been talking about the retail and the Black Friday trade for some time now. Take a look at XRT. We were talking about this yesterday, how it was starting to recover 78. It actually closed all the way up to 79.64. So that's just telling me the strength that was in retail, especially towards the end of the day. So I'm looking to see what type of these names are going to take off for a little Black Friday action. Can take a look at some action today to see if maybe Best Buy starts to recover. I'd like to see Amazon recover. And if they don't recover today, it doesn't mean that the Black Friday trade is not on, but it does mean to pay attention to Monday and Tuesday, as those will be the most important days to look for this trade, as there is a classic trade that's from Tuesday until January 1st. But this is bigger investors. These are investors trying to capture what's called the holiday rally, right? I'm going to call it that. There's no real name for it. Some people call it the Santa Claus rally. I don't think you can call it that. It's just something that is kind of normal, and they usually play it like this. The statistics say it, and you guys can take a look in the Trader's Almanac. If you guys don't look at the Almanac, shout out to Jeffrey Hirsch. Of course, he provided me a copy last year, and I got to give him a shout out because definitely it's helped me a lot. So definitely, if you guys don't know the Trader Almanac, definitely look that up because it's going to give you a lot of seasonality, and that's a classic play. Tuesday to the New Year's the first day. We'll see what happens there. Biddy trying to make a little bit of a move, getting a little bit of a spike there. We'll see it. I think we need to continue to watch also the Bitcoin stocks. And this is telling me something more and more. As we're seeing right now, CleanSpark on the downside. We're seeing MSTR starting to give up. So that tells me more and more we could have this drop right out the gates. Does it mean that Bitcoin's done? No, it could do the 100,000 rally even on the weekend. It could pull back like a couple of let's say, maybe 5, 10,000, and then come right back, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the bulls that just feel like they have it made in Bitcoin to get washed out, because that's how trading is a lot of the times. It's not the easy move. It's usually the harder move. So when everyone starts expecting one trade, I start looking at that and I'm thinking, well, something else happened. It's called the max pain trade. Where's the pain right now? The pain isn't to the upside. There's very rare people shorting Bitcoin right now. And so I'm not saying that I need to short Bitcoin, really. I'm talking about here essentially taking a hedge if you had a Bitcoin bet. But I'm just also taking the trade because I feel like this could be a little bit of a turn. Is it something that I would hold overnight? No. Of course, this is in my day trade account. And the truth is, I wouldn't hold this overnight because you have no idea what could happen tomorrow, right? And you wouldn't be able to fix yourself by the time Monday comes around and the open price hits, right? Price discovery in the pre-market could be massive by then. So you just got to be careful with the way that you're trading here in the Bitcoin names today. And MSTR has come down massively from yesterday, right? I mean, if you look at it, it's down 25%. So that's just a scary sign there in MSTR. And there was a Michael Saylor interview that was getting a little bit of some love. And now, it's, if anything, it's getting hit harder. So that's why I'm taking the bet. Another thing that I saw on Biddy was what? I saw a nice bet at 8:15. 168,000 shares went through there. And when he was just only trading about 1,000 shares the 15 minutes prior. So that told me more and more. Yeah, take a bet, Mitch. See what happens. So right now we're trading up there to 23.33s with the bid at 28s. Starting to tighten up is the bid. And I'm looking at it and feeling at least glad that I took it. It was at 23.15 when I first looked at it. And I was trying my best to get 23.10s, but it never pulled back enough. So I just said, you know what? I have to step up to the plate in this one. So I stepped up to the plate. We'll see what happens there in Biddy. All right, let's keep it going. We'll see what else is out there. All right, and we'll take a look at some of the stocks that you guys are watching. Of course, I'll be looking at different names today to see if they can continue to run. And of course, we can take a look at some of the smaller ones. If you guys have any smaller names that kind of call out there, let me know. I'll be watching for them. We'll let you guys know. And I never hide, guys. Got hit hard in WCT this morning. I always tell you guys the truth, right? That's the way I keep it. And sometimes it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's the truth, right? So got hit hard there, tried to get WCT. It looked like a really nice setup on the 15-minute. I think what I really needed to look more was a daily chart. Daily chart scares the living hell out of me, but the 15-minute chart looked really good. The RSI was climbing. It seemed like it wanted to hold the 9 EMA really well, and it went to 256. It was starting to look like it was going to break out, and then it just dropped on me. I started just kind of holding on right here, looking to see if maybe the 230s would hold. 230s did not hold there. Should have got out there and just taken the loss there. But I started, of course, I'm looking around, trying to look at different stocks. I'm starting to trade Biddy. And by the time I looked back, this had dropped fast. It went from like 230s really quickly to 210, stopped me out there. So, hey, took the hit there, guys. Not gonna cry about it. It is what it is. Took the hit on WCT, and hey, that's how it goes sometimes. But hey, we'll go over to the main account and make some money. That's what it's all about, man. The main account's been doing really well this week, up on the week, I think closer to 3,000. So got to keep pushing here on Biddy, see if I can keep getting this to go. I wanted to add more in Biddy, but I don't have access to that capital until the opening bell. So we'll see what happens there. 8:48, guys. Let's go ahead, take a look at what's being talked about in the chat. What's up out there, guys? How we doing? LIFW, WCT short off the wick, off the top. There you go. Short, dude. Get that money, man. I ain't mad at it. Looks like I gave you some money today. Get it, short, dude. I won't ever be mad, man. You make that money, and that's all I am glad about. I'm glad to see you guys have success. Trust me, it actually makes me feel really good to see you guys have success, because the truth is, I'm here to pay it forward for you guys. And just like I got a comment in Twitter this morning, and I think it's so important to kind of note and catch comments like this. This is why I do what I do, guys. So this morning, I go and I open up my Twitter and I see a message here from Bosch Trading. So Bosch Trading, of course, had a morning show on Benzinga for a long time. I think he still does a little bit of a morning show, just to kind of mention out there. He's more on the futures side of things. So if you guys are more futures traders, definitely maybe take a look at it. But he said, just curious here, who are the 30 people that watch me on, of course, the 11:15, still on this trade here. So, hey, it looks like it's been paying off for him in the futures. Another thing that he's stating here is he's using the 1 hour charts. And you guys know how I love my 1 hour charts. And what he said here, that if you don't watch me, you know what you're doing. For the 2 billion others, pay attention. Thanks to Money Mitch for educating me a lot without knowing it. Follow him. Well, hey, these kind of comments are really what it's all about, guys. This is what I do, why I do, and this is why I'm here every single day. At the end of the day, I'm looking for you guys to get the most, right? You said that you don't have capital to the open. What does that mean? TTP holds back capital pre-market? Yes, short dude. So the key there is that you have overnight liquidity. So overnight liquidity gives you 10% of the buying power for pre-market trading. Okay, so the key there is that, pre-market trading is a little bit difficult, right? It's hard to also manage the risk on the prop side of things, right? Like on our side of things, to manage, right? If they gave you access to all that money, the swing accounts, though, do have access to all the buying power. So, of course, if you take a look at the swing account, that's a little different, right? But yeah, so I would want more, but I could only get like about 1,000 a Biddy right now. So for me, that's a pullback back towards 23, and I'll add it another 500. I have the order even sitting out there, but we'll see what happened. I have it right now at 22.97. We'll see what happens on that. Now getting a little bit of a pullback there in Biddy. Just need to watch the open. I think that's what's going to be important there, is watching to see what happens there. Do we get some downside action today towards the bell? All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. Former democracy wins. Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. Don't worry, democracy. I was gonna say you sound like democracy. I like the names though. At least you got some good screen names. And short dude, go short that dude. Short dude sounds good. Yeah, it does sound cool. I agree. Next time I see a short, I'm just gonna be like, oh, just short that dude. All right, man. We'll see what else is out there. And some of these names are like that, right? I mean, the way that the penny stocks go, and I think it's important because short dudes trades those, and I know a lot of you guys do also trade those. And I think that a lot of times they come in and out of favor, right? Sometimes they're working really well and they're just continuing and just kind of like booming. And sometimes we start to run into a little bit of some pullback time. I think right now we're coming into a little bit of some slowdown on that momentum. But of course, trading those names is always very, very difficult. One of the advantages, though, with Trade the Pool, of course, you can short these without borrowing them, right? On the eValves, you just literally hit the short button. Now, of course, once you get funded, there's going to be some situations where we might not have shares available for that name. But I think it's so important that at least eValve, when you're trying to get funded, you could just literally hit it. So, short dude, are you getting after it? You getting that TTP account? I want to see you get funded, my friend. Maybe one of those shorts could be you. All right, we'll see what else is out there. Q's kind of slowing down there at the 504. It's going to get back to 506 today. Will be a big watch. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. Let's take a look around to see what else is trading out there. It's, of course, Trade the Pool. We're ready to get after this market today. What's going on, guys? Where are you guys watching the market? And, of course, let me know. How's the trading going? Here's one that's moving right now. ARQQ. As that kicks off there towards 1440s, just lifted off from the 1350s. Nice looking pattern holding the 9 EMA. These are patterns that I like. Of course, one of them failed me earlier today, but this is looking decent. Nice little push off there to the 1430s. We'll look to see if it can continue and get towards 15 today, or maybe a quick turnaround. We'll see what happens there. All right, looking around at some other names out there. There's more moving out there. Let's go to it. Taking a look here to see some other ones that are being mentioned. I know I saw some other ones moving earlier today. They're not at the top of the chart. That tells me more than enough that they're just not getting the lift today like they normally do, or get that nice push. PDYN, one that is moving a little bit. But there's not much out there right now. Let's go to the bigger stocks. Let's go take a look at some of those names. And of course, we'll go to the Sunrise report. I'm just taking a peek at some of the Bitcoin action. Let's go talk a little bit about this trade here. This is a good trade to look at today, guys. I'm watching XOM. I've been watching this 122 for so long now and wondering, would we finally break it? There's the box. I created this yesterday to look into that area. That's exactly where we went to yesterday. We started the day at 120.96 and then moved towards 122.55 as the high end. And now we're trying to reclaim 122. That's the spot today to watch. You could see fake outs out the gate, so be careful. But XOM trying to break 122. Oil trying to get the lift. This is all based on, of course, the Ukraine situation that's going on right now. I saw gold, oil, and safe haven assets moving to the upside today. So I'm keeping an eye out on that. I got XLP looking at that, right? Oil. Gold is another one to take a look at today. AU is a name that I'd give in that space. GOLD, those two names look interesting to me. AU loves the trend when it comes right back up. It just pulled back massively. Now trying to come back and fill some of the gap. We'll see if gold gets moving. I love gold, I tell you. We'll see what happens out there. Gap making a move this morning, and it's pushing, guys. It got up there to 27 this morning. This is all based on strong Q3 results, raising the annual outlook for the third time this year. EPS at 72 cents versus 58 cents expected. Revenues at $3.83 billion versus the $3.81 billion expected, and shares up 13% after hours. Old Navy, $2.2 billion sales, up 1%. Gap up 3%, and Athleta up 4%, rebounding under new leadership. So definitely something to look at there. Old Navy, Gap, still doing well there. CEO Richard Dixon credits nostalgia driven by marketing and stronger holiday start. Can Gap maintain this momentum in 2024? I think we're seeing it right now. And something to think about, is this a Black Friday trade? Yes, it is, guys. And I'll be looking at these space to see if they can get some lift. ANF, that's one that I've been talking about that could get the Black Friday move. It's already getting the push here, guys. So if there's one to watch today, if we are going to have a bullish day, these are names that I will keep on the radar. So both sides today, I have a trade, right? If it goes to the short side and we're seeing the Qs drop, I'll be pushing on Biddy and trying to get against Bitcoin. And then if not, if I see the up action out the gates, I can cut Biddy and start to take a look at the Black Friday trade. And that's going to be one to watch. Shopify is one that I'm watching off of that report. And look how Shopify has been coming back to the 9 EMA, held it really well yesterday. And Shopify has made runs on Black Friday before. It made a run last Black Friday. Let's see if we get another run this time around on Shopify. So there's plenty of names to watch there. If Shopify is moving, I definitely take a look at Amazon getting the lift. So there's plenty of names to watch here. We'll just kind of see what happens. Macy's starting to go back to the upside. That tells me more and more. Take a look to see what happens for this Black Friday little rally. And I don't think it's going to be a massive rally. I think it's just going to be a little one, but we could still make some good money on it. XRT, definitely one to watch there as it's up there towards the 80s, now recovering towards 80.15, something to keep your eyes out for. JTAI starting to get the real push here, guys. This one really starting to move here. This one got the huge lift there at 8:30. So 8:30, right when I start the show, right? You guys, that's how I love to do it. JTAI, man, went from $6 to $9, $10 in like literally 16 minutes. These are the trades that I don't like to miss. But of course, you know, going live at 8:30, sometimes it's going to happen. But definitely JTAI, big push there. Now going sideways, trying to rebuild and take a drive through 9. We'll see if it can get another step up. But definitely JTAI, big push there. All right, we'll see what other ones make a move today. I'm going to take a look at the Gapper scan just to talk about some of the top ones here. Let's see. Definitely, you got WCT, you got VRPX. This is one that I was watching earlier in the day. It did get above $1. I was wondering if it was going to go back. It went to 111 and then pulled right back. So taking a look at that one. SSKK, another one that was getting a little bit of a lift there, trying to make the move. Can't really push right now. It doesn't look like the best, but it does have some volume to get the move. LIFW coming right back down towards the 186. We'll look to see if this one comes all the way down towards the 159 and closes the move. All right, we'll see if some other ones move out there. Definitely taking a look to see what other stocks are moving. What else do I got here? Let's talk a little bit about Intuit. Intuit has, of course, earnings, and it's up there to 665. It's definitely an expensive name. It's actually bouncing back from the first action of yesterday's disappointment. So the Q1 topped expectations, but Q2 guidance is where the disappointment came. So TurboTax sales delayed hurt short-term outlook, but won't affect the full-year target. Credit Karma outperformed, adding $524 million versus $430 million expected. The CEO, Susan, remains optimistic about 2025 economic recovery. EPS came in at $2.50 versus a $2.35 expected. Revenues at $3.28 billion versus a $3.14 billion expected. One thing that I would say here to take a look into is, of course, you know, these companies have been working on more and more AI features for tax. Of course, there was some AI features this year, but what's to say that there's not some massive release next year? So keep your eyes on that as you get closer and closer to tax season to look for more and more AIs being mentioned that can help you with your taxes. So we'll see what happens out there. And in the long run, shouldn't there just be like an AI like accountant? I mean, I feel like that just makes complete sense. So accountants, they're probably scared. That's the truth, guys, because I mean, there's so many jobs that AI, let's just be honest, especially like math, it's probably going to do better than even a human, right? I don't know, guys. This is tough business to be in now. I think we got to continue to watch to see what happens for accountants and for the space overall. Man, AI is here to take some jobs. I don't care what anybody says. Money's money, and we all know how this world works. It's all about money. It ain't about morals. Let's just be honest. Let's keep it going, guys. We'll see what else is out there. Into it, up there to 665. Will it get through the 700 today? Something to take a look at. Let's go to the SPY here and take a look there. SPY now starting to come back a little bit. We'll look to see if the VIX takes off here. So that's another bet I could take right here in the pre-market. I could just go long here, and the VIX already getting a small spike there. As soon as I look at it, it starts to move a little bit here. So thinking about maybe taking a little bit of a shot there, but hey, right there, boom, already another jump. So definitely seeing the spreads even move out there on the VIX tells me that we could start seeing the decline come in on the Qs. So let's see if we start to see that, and can Biddy really take off. I want it to be closer towards like 2350s when the opening bell starts to come. So we'll see what happens there. 2330s, 31s, trying to recover. Do I add and go for the 1,000 shares right now? That's the question out there right now for me. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do, because if I do go for the ad right here in the pre-market, then I have to hold to 2320s. And if it goes back to 23s, I must be out of this. We'll see what happens here. It's setting up for a move above the 239. The 239 is where we keep running into resistance. We'll see if we take it and take 2340s. All right, looking around out there, trying to find some more action there. JTAI trying to make the move today. Hey, short dude, is this the one you'd short, JTAI? I just want to know how to go about that, man. I need to get better at those shorts, but we'll see what happens there. Nice little action towards that resistance. It's trying to get back through that 950. We'll see if it's able to hold on. Bottom trend line holding well there. We got ourselves a stock pennant. We'll be able to see what happens when it plays out. All right, definitely starting to pull back, test that bottom line. It could do an undercut towards like 880s and then recover. We'll find out. JTAI is a stock, weak catalyst, low short interest, off failed breakout pending. I don't know. We're going to have to see it. Gonna try TTP soon. Yeah, man. Check out, of course, the demo. Maybe you can have some fun. I know that you were trading on a sim account, if I'm not to be mistaken, right? So maybe check out our demo, trade some there, and then go for our account, right? I want you to be used to it, short dude, so that you can know exactly how it functions, and that way you just get after it when you get your account. So short dude, sign up for the competition also, because you, my friend, could be winning this competition. I see you out there, short dude. Let's go. All right, JTAI trying to get back up above that 9. We'll see if it spikes to 10 today. Biddy's starting to make a little bit of a move, but I'm just getting ready for the bell here, guys. It's 9:05. We still got about 20 minutes left, 25 minutes left, right? So still got a little ways away for the bell open. So you guys out there, keep throwing up some stocks. What are you guys taking a look at out there? I'm starting to see some of the AI names show up on the scanner. SoundHound showing up on the scanner. I know this was mentioned to me yesterday a little bit, and BTAI. And I'm starting to see these AI names starting to move, guys. BBAI yesterday continued to lift up there. The AI names are pushing strong. AI, BAAI. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm saying it wrong. There's other ones too, BTAI. There's so many AI names, guys. Be careful out there. There's so many of these right now. Let's take a look here at the Big Bear one. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere, but there's so many of these guys. You got to just look out for them. SoundHound is one of them. I'm looking into the tape here. QUBT, guys. We talked about this one at $3 this week. It's trading at $5. That's a crazy, crazy move. We're talking almost 100% move there for QUBT. This is one I should have bought in the investment account at $3, guys. This is a swing. vehicle. And this looks beautiful, guys. QUBT. I have a friend that I told him about this one. I hope he grabbed it in the investment account because he's that type of trader. He likes to take a lot of investments. He has SoFi. I know he has that one. He's been grinding that boy up. Look where SoFi is now. I remember trading this at $10 just a couple of weeks ago. It's at 15. A lot of these names just ripping. One he liked was Archer. I kind of battled him for it, but I got to say, at least from the price action, I'm wrong. The trade was there. I just keep looking at this as an investment. And when I think about Archer as an investment, it scares the living hell out of me. I don't think that we're going to have mobile taxi, like helicopter things delivering us. I mean, the truth is, I don't see how that's going to work out, how that's going to be efficient enough to work. But as you guys can see, Archer is on a takeoff. So this one could also spark Joby. And look at Joby getting the lift there. So I think you got to continue to watch these. Both of them are making a move there. Of course, Archer did get, I think, some support from Kathy when she added to it. So just one to call out. Palantir, definitely still on the radar out there. It's holding on by a thread. If we get a real red day, I think this is finally going to pull back, but it could still push right back to 65. I know that there's some questions out there about maybe some nuclear plays. OKLO, one of those, of course, has been hanging on there, recovered yesterday, a nice recovery, filled the gap right back. So that's actually good outlook there. NNE, I think, is stronger. Look at the move yesterday, missed this move as it went all the way to 30. And this is the exact type of stock that I can't be missing. Every time it's pulling back to the 9 EMA, undercuts it and recovers. Look at the action the last 3 times. 1, undercut, recover, undercut, recover, undercut, recover. So now it's already done that move. I could look to see if it kind of does a little bit of a cup and handle pattern, pulls back to 26 today, but it's hot. NNE, SMR, CCJ, all names that keep your eyes on. Remember earlier this week, we found a really nice VWAP pattern on CCJ, and you can see these uranium names. They're hot. URA. This is another one that's really hot. UEC. All these uranium names are names that you can keep watch right now. And that's a very important trade, as I still see nuclear being one of those things that you do not want to miss out on, and a theme that you must know. So URG doing well. We'll see what happens out there. LEU, another one, man. There's so many of these guys. It's not just one name, right? We can look through all of these, right? They're all going to be looking pretty decent. This is a weekly, right? And I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm just going to flow really quickly to show you guys how these charts are looking, because it's very important to catch that, right? How do the charts look? Well, let's flow through some of these, right? You got CCJ, NXE. Look at that pattern. Nice little V recovery and pushing. TMQ pushing. UUUUU pushing. IPX pushing. URG pushing back. DNN pushing to the resistance. Compass Minerals International. Nice turnaround looking chart. UEC, you see how all these look bullish. Even the ones that don't look bullish are looking like they're about to break consolidation and come to the upside. Definitely one to keep on watch. This LZM could start making a little bit of a pushback. I know there's MP Materials, guys. I've actually talked to the CEO of this back when it was a SPAC at $10. It ripped to 50, has pulled back here to 10, now starting to hold it. I might have to bring MP Materials CEO on here, talk a little bit more about it. What do you guys think? Would you guys like to see some more CEOs and things like that right here on Trade the Pool? Let me know, guys. I'm going to start reaching out more and more and try to bring you guys some more traders to learn from, some investors, some CEOs. I know some. They follow me. My man Cristiano Oman follows me from Qualcomm. He's the CEO of Qualcomm. Yes. Billion-dollar companies, right? Hey, you got to know some out there, right? Qualcomm, very interesting as it pulls back here. It's been getting hit hard. We'll look to see if it starts to bounce back, but it does not look like it's bouncing back anytime soon. Will we get some leak today? That's what I'm looking for. We'll see what happens. The Q's holding on right now. Big level is 506 and 506.50s. We get to 507. We're on breakout city today. So, of course, I'm looking to see if we get some turnaround. But if we do not, I still have plays to the upside. This is what I want to really kind of tell you guys about, because I think it's so important. You have to have plays on both sides of the action. If the market goes up, what are you looking for? If the market comes down, what are you looking for? If you know the types of plays that are available on both sides of the trade, when it starts to happen, try not to be so much biased on, oh, I want to trade this, but more what is happening and what can I trade that explains this situation right now, right? So keep pushing, guys. Want to see you guys get that money. Snow is one that's been doing really well. We can talk a little bit more about that. Steph, good morning. What is the trade today? Well, right now, I think at least in the small ones that's been moving, it was definitely that JTAI. And why? Because it has the AI part of it, guys. JTAI got up there to $10 today. But look for other maybe AI plays to get hot. Now, one name that's starting to turn around that could tell us more and more how the strength is starting to pull back, this app loving, man. People freaking love this stock. But Archer making a nice little move there. And so if you're looking for smaller stocks that are continuing to move, I take a look at some daily charts that have some trends that are holding. A lot of those are going to be kind of your quantum computing plays, right? Your AI plays. Those are doing well. This RGTI, another name that's been doing pretty decent here. Computer systems name that has a nice daily chart trying to break up there towards the 2. There's a couple of names on here. RCAT is another one that falls in this, but this looks extended. This looks to me like it's ready to pull back, but it's been a pretty big ride there for RCAT. I mean, you're talking 105% in what? Just like a week or two? Yeah, a little bit over a week, about 8 days. We'll look to see if this pulls back today. RCAT. What do you think about this one, short dude? Money Mitch, thoughts on Apple at 230. We'll take a look at it. I think Apple's level, literally 230, the one that I've been watching. Is that the daily level recovery? I've been looking at it. Yeah, 230 stands out to me like a sore thumb, right? I mean, look at this, guys. Look at all the highs in the same area. And don't forget, though, tricks, wicks could be tricks, right? So this is still in a bearish pattern, at least a bearish pullback, right? And so we'll look to see if it comes back for this bottom trend line. That's your red line. That's your watch out. You could be turning back a little bit and pulling right back. If not, you can look for a breakout back towards that 230s. What I'd look for is some strength to show me the volumes increasing into the move, not decreasing. So you can see here, now we're starting to get a little bit of some spike of volume. Let's see if we can get a good volume day with that break back to the upside. So Apple, one to watch. And really, I think if Apple's moving to the upside, you probably also have NVIDIA taking off to the upside. What a nice trade yesterday in NVDL. I got to say, I sold that one a little bit early. Yesterday, I had this one all the way down there to 75. I sold it into the kind of the 78s, but this got all the way back towards 82. So definitely sold it a little bit early. It was a good buy, just probably a little bit quick on the sell. I still made like $500, $600 on that trade. So it was more to get myself back into the green and continue pushing, guys. All right, guys. So Biddy still pulling back a little bit, back and forth action this morning. We'll see what goes on. WCT, definitely another one. That one already cost me. It already cost me the limited account. So I'm staying away from WCT. That thing's dead to me. That thing's dead to me. All right, we'll see what else is out there. Snow continuing on the upside. And I talked about watch to see Zscaler and Pan W, those names make a move yesterday. And that could show you that Snow wanted to keep moving. Look at the move that you got in Zscaler yesterday. Big breakout. Pan W, big break, right? I mean, that's a good sign when you got the industry making the move with you, right? So CrowdStrike is another one that I said, take a look at it. They're all getting that nice little lift there. So, hey, hope somebody was able to capture that kind of cybersecurity. Datadog did well too. I mean, a lot of these doing well. I feel your pain. Look at Datadog. I got out way early. Hey, Kevin, it happens to us all, man. It happens to us all. All right, XCUR is definitely one of those stocks that moves well, but the spread is too wide, Shane. I 100% agree with you. The only way you can go after a trade like that is to do a ladder approach on pullback to try to get the fills, but you would have to separate your order in like maybe tenths, maybe 20 orders and something like that, Shane. That's just my experience on trying to trade something like that. But I can tell you, I'm with you. The spreads are too wide and it's just too dangerous. Because what I would do, right, is so like, let's say for this, right, you just got to break towards 17, right? So look how it comes back, but look how the spread is like sometimes 70 cents wide. So you'd have to put out your orders like maybe 30 cents. Like this moves like what? It moved $4. So I'd put my orders in probably dollar increments. So I could put one order at 18, one order at 17, one order at 16, one order at 15. And as it pulls back, the spread is going to fill me, but I have to be careful and look for that nice push, right? So, hey, not a bad look there, XCUR. So that's the way I would have to approach it. I'd have to separate it between it. So let's say if I was getting in here and it was at 1470s, just about to break 15, I don't mind getting the starter at 15. I'd put an order at 1450, an order at 14. That leaves me at 1450, and I understand my risk is down to the 14. Things like that I think are very important, right? And the key there, if I went 18, 17, 16, and 15, what would it put me if it fills all those? At 16. If it only fills 3 of them, it puts me at 17. So the idea is to somewhat try to get towards the middle of the chart, and the only way to do that is to try to work the spread. It's not easy, though. I can tell you that 100%. Dell. RCAT, 8% short, multi-day runner. Good, but needs more volume with a float like that to run. I agree. It's going to definitely take a look at it. RCAT's been running for a while. Dell is definitely one to watch. Of course, this is more to do with the SMCI story. SMCI already kind of getting a little bit of a lift there. We'll look to see if Dell can run today also. Dell's already pushed strong here. And Dell looks like it just shook this downside angle, and we know how it loves to do kind of V bottoms. Stocks love to do V bottoms. I need to change the technical analysis books to start really including that, because a lot of people say that there's no such thing as V bottoms in technical analysis. They're wrong. And I have to start. I need to write my own technical analysis book. I need to start working on that. All right, let's keep pushing, guys. We'll see what else is out there. Let's go, guys. All right, it's all good. Made some good coin. Let someone else take a piece of the pie. I agree. It's important. TLT, Wally, important to take a look at that. Let's go. I don't talk about the TLT too often because there's usually not much action going on. But with the TLT, one thing I would say is you look at deeper time frame charts. Even you can go far as quarterly charts on the TLT. And what does this tells me? That it's still on the pullback. It tried to start coming back, but the bonds are showing what? They're showing weakness. They're showing that they could come down, not back up through that 100. So that's what I'm seeing there. TLT looks like it wants to come down, actually. Even though the MACD is crossed to the upside, I'm not seeing that from the price action. Every time it's coming towards the 9 EMA, it's rejecting it. We're right there on it. Will it come back and just keep doing this sideways box off the bottom? That very much could happen. We'll see if we finally get a pop towards like 93. That's what I would need to see to really change my mindset that the TLT is starting to change to the upside. All right, write the book, says Tim. I agree. I need to because the truth is there's some things that are literally like said 50 million times in technical analysis, and they're not true. So I need to maybe do a book that talks about this is the standard candlestick learning, and this is what actually happens in today's market. Look forward to it, guys. Money Mitch, always going to be working at it. And who knows, maybe a book in the future coming soon. Need to work on that. I think that's a smart idea. Got to start working on that. And then maybe do some education videos for it. Now we're thinking, guys. All right, guys, took 30 cents on JTI short. I moved my out down to break even due to huge volume spike at 9.17, ensuring profit. That's what you do. You ensure profit, especially on a shorting strategy. On a shorting strategy, it's about losing small when you're not right and winning big when you are. That's the same kind of strategy that I try to do with my long strategies a lot of the time with big sizing or short with big sizing. I'm trying to do the same thing. Lose small. When we win big, right? Yesterday, we took a couple of haircuts. We took 100, 200. We took another 100 at like $80 loss. Eventually, we were down about 380. In one trade, we made it all back and we're in the green. This is the profit to loss ratio that I talk about all the time. That's vital to trading. All right, guys, we're getting closer and closer. 9:22. We got about 8 minutes left. Biddy still in the green there for me, but it's back and forth, guys. I don't know which way this thing is going this morning. And to tell you the truth, I think we need to just continue to watch to see what happens out the gates. So that's going to be more important to see what happens there. I'm trying to take a look to see what's going on in Bitcoin to see, because I don't have like the most recent action. So I'm going to try to pull it up here on a different chart, different service, right? We need to get a crypto. We need a trade the pool in crypto. I think you could do some of it in different futures action, but looking at it here, trying to watch here, Bitcoin right now. I think we're pulling back already. We're in the 97s. That's what I see right now, but I'm trying to get a little bit of a closer time frame chart here. Yeah, we made a couple of runs up to the top end. We've made 1, 2. I think we can make one more run and then the fail could come. So that's one thing to think about, that this could run and the run could happen more into lunchtime. So I'll be watching to see what happens out the gates a couple of times to try to break this 2330s. If it doesn't do it this time, might need to just let it go and then look to get back in. All right, I'll keep a watch on Bitcoin to see the action today, but definitely it's moving a little bit all around. I would watch like the hourly charts to really kind of help me look for a really nice breakdown. We'll look to see if we can get it. That would be closer towards 97,000 today. If we start to break 97,000, that's where I think you could start to see a little bit further pullback. All right, we'll take a look around out there, guys. Smash the like, keep those stocks flowing. We got a lot more for you guys. The bell's coming, but don't forget that we have a trading competition coming up, guys. So I want to make sure that you guys are ready for the competition. So let me know who's already signed up. So I want to walk you through a little bit of the sign up, right? So how about I sign up in front of you guys and you guys get to watch here how to sign up. I think that's very important there. But definitely smash the like, guys. Definitely, if you haven't joined already, let me drop the link here because you guys need to go ahead and sign up. And I've been telling you guys, don't wait, because like always, there's always somebody that tells me it after the situation happened. But hey, guys, definitely take a look into the competition. Here's the link that brings you right to the explanation on what's going on and why you want to partake in the competition. Who's going to win? Who's going to get that first prize, right? Hey, get after it, team. We got a lot more for you guys. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. All right, guys. Trading competition starts on the 2nd. Don't miss out, guys. Sign up already to get that money. Hey, get in to Bitcoin. Wisdom! Everyone sound the alarm. Wisdom's back, baby. Wisdom, I hope you're doing well, man. The chat's been asking about you. So just want to let you know, they definitely miss you, my friend. So it's good to see you back. And like always, I know we're all busy. We're all doing different things. I hope you're feeling well. If you were sick, I think I remember you saying something like that. So let's keep it going, guys. I'm actually looking, Wisdom, at a Bitcoin short play today. Yes, you heard that right, Wisdom. You know Money Mitch, he ain't afraid of calling the turn. I know everyone on X is probably going to come after me today for that comment. But hey, guys, I'm a trader, and a trader's going to trade. That's the truth, guys. Still been hurting from the ankle break. Oof, man, sucks to hear that, man. I hope you're doing well. Hang in there, man. Thoughts on Reddit for a short today. I think it's more due to the market, right? So the market effect would have to play in there. So if the Qs could really dump, yeah, you could get Reddit to start pulling back. It's been a really strong name. It's starting to get weak right now. And it did do this kind of like blow off top candle. So this is the blow off top candle, right? Where you get this big wick. What you're looking for is take out the low or the close of the candle. right? So if you can come back here into this kind of 141 area, 141.27, which was yesterday's opening price, that's the first level that I'd be looking at to take out and come back towards the 135. So that could be the very simple move. But don't forget that this is on an uptrend, right? It is on a massive uptrend and could just be pulling back to the 9. And then we'll see what happens there. All right. Thoughts for you, Wisdom. Ouch. I will trade my wheels off. I will trade the wheels off my granny's car. Hey, no worries, man. We'll get Granny some other tires. We'll get her some tires. We can sell the rims. She don't need rims. She could live on the hubcaps. Kevin, it's good to see you guys out there, man. I love to see you guys chat about FJF. What's up? Good morning. Ready to make that money? Let's go get it, man. Let's get it. All right. Looks like Short did saying rushing into trade the pool live trading. I dated for 5. Let me see. I could barely read this. I got to make it bigger. I dated for 5 years before I married here to make sure it was right for me. 35 years later, she regrets marrying me every day. Hey, go make that money. I'll promise you, she won't regret no more. Hey, sometimes it's all about the cash, man. The cash. All right, guys, JTAI. Let's see what's going on there. Is that thing coming right back down? It's back down to almost $8. That's the biggest move of the day, at least on a percentage basis. Let's go looking at the scanners here, see if there's anything moving right before the bell. I'm looking at Bitcoin there. It's like kind of hanging in there. I'm looking around to see what other names are moving right now. So let's see what's moving right now. I got SOR as one that's moving right now. I've been taking a look at this one, 33-cent stock there, kind of hanging in there. SKK is another one that's been hanging in there. This one's been trying to break $2. It's been holding in this morning. Not looking too bad. This thing was up massively just a couple of days ago, but look at the downside that came in on this. Can it recover today? I mean, this thing had what? Holy moly. Yesterday, this thing was at 11.45. It opened at 6.87, but then closed at 77 cents. I don't even understand this thing. Holy moly, this SKK went up there to 11.78 and then went all the way back down to pennies? What the heck is this, dude? It's a holding company, so probably a SPAC. And man, that is nasty, nasty. How do you go up like that and then just drop like a rock 92% after that? It's crazy. Granny's getting a Lambo shorting the Bitcoin. Ouch, ouch. Let's go. Get that money, man. LIFW was definitely one that I saw earlier today. I was thinking about getting it around $2. It would have maybe got me a 220 pop, but it didn't get back towards that 250. So I'm watching it. That was right over here, the $2 lift. I was looking at it and I was like, should I take it at 730? $2. It just went down too fast for me. Kind of that 170 was a little bit concerning because it could easily have gone to 150s there. But it's definitely falling back. This is a known runner that loves to pull right back down. SKK, I just talked about it. There's the $2 break there, guys. So 930 is here, guys. Got to go look at Biddy and focus in here. The market's open. We'll see what happens, guys, with Biddy here. All right, guys, still have my trade in here on the limit. You need to take a look at the cues to see what's happening there. We're getting a quick move to the 506, guys. So quick breakout look right here, right out the gates. We'll look to see if this is actually the strength coming into the market, but I definitely do see strength in NVIDIA. Is this a blow off top or what's happening here? Pay attention, guys. The VIX probably dropping really quickly on that. There's a drop to 47, so quick action to the upside today. What's leading this move? Let's take a look here. Defensive is actually leading this move. So XLP, I talked about how that could be a good trade today. It's already getting the lift to the 8150 level that I talked about on the playbook. Now we're really starting to push on the daily. So taking a look at names here that are doing well will be interesting for today. Campbell's Soup getting a little bit of a lift there. That's looking good. Hormel is getting a little bit of a lift there. Bitcoin is starting to push there. The Bitcoin Wise. I'm going to go ahead and add and then hold break even here, guys. Let's see what happens here. I'm just looking to take a little risk here out the gates here. I'm going to risk like Let's risk like 45 bucks here. Not much here. I'm just looking to see if I get a breakout. If it doesn't break out here, so be it, guys. I'm just looking for a quick little rally here. If not, I'll look to get back in on Biddy. I'm up in the green, so I'm taking the shot there. All right, just added there. I got 1,000 shares now towards 23.28. We'll look to see if it takes the 40s. 23.40 is very important, but this, I'm definitely seeing it, guys. Even Target's bouncing back. Kroger is one that had a good-looking chart yesterday, mentioned by our man from Trade Ideas. Don't forget that. I think this is one to watch here. Is this a Thanksgiving run for Kroger's? I mean, we're seeing that lift there in the defensive names. Industrial's lifting strong also. I talked about Cat and Deere, how Deere got started at 420 yesterday. Look where Deere is now, guys. This really gets me upset because I tried to play Deere through 410 plenty of times, was not able to master it, but look where it's at now. It's on Breakout City. So Pakar is definitely on the radar. Look at that thing. We traded this in the 100s. It's now 113, holding strong there. Taking a look at Cat today to see if we get a big push. It did push yesterday. Could keep going today. Watching for it. Let's go to the Qs here. Take a look there. Qs still trying to break that 505. It's 506 that really gets that motor going. We'll see what happens. SKK, big push out the gates. Zeta, another one that's moving back up to the upside from the downside that it had in the pre-market. And then CRNC, another mini stock, another kind of penny stock, getting a nice little lift. Just ripped off a 6, came back to 6. Looking good here on CRNC. Pre-market high or yesterday's high coming right into play around the 640s. So the 640s could act as resistance here. We'll see if it breaks it and goes to 650. Crocs is one to look at. I like this one. This is a good retail play, a good Black Friday play on Crocs. Not a bad one to take a look at. Nike, another one that I talked about, a good Black Friday trade. Doing well and getting the lift. XRT, big push on XRT. It looks like that's what we're getting here, guys. So just got stopped out of there in Biddy. Doesn't mean that it's done. Doesn't mean that it's over with. Just something that I'm just going to go on the sideline here as the Qs are strong and we're getting that upside. So if anything, I'm looking at that retail type of play. Look at the Black Friday run we're getting right now in Lulu. This is a Black Friday type of run. And this is what I'm seeing out there, guys. So definitely seeing the strength here in some retail space. Let's go to the cyclicals to show you that. Definitely, man, this is one of those trades where, let's say if I was, trading by myself, I would just be nailing a lot of these right now. It's just difficult to show you guys everything and at the same time take the trades. Look at Macy's, big push there. KSS, big push. So definitely seeing it there, guys. What about Shop that I just talked about a little bit earlier today? It is getting a nice little push off that 107. We'll look to see if it can hold that 107. Will we go red today? I'm watching the Qs right here. Strong action to start it off. SPY up to the 594.50s. Big move. SMCI in the green, pushing the 31.50s. So if you guys like that, that's doing well. It's not something that I'm trading, but definitely doing well. All right, looking around, trying to find some other trades out there, but definitely XRT should have been one that I nailed on. So we'll look to see what happens on some other ones. What about ANF? Names like that doing pretty well on the first pop here. So Victoria's Secret, another Black Friday name. What about Best Buy? Talked about how Best Buy could be a Black Friday name. Look at the liftoff we're having already in Best Buy. Nice little push here towards the 88.70s after it was really kind of weak just 2 days before this, right? So look at the turnaround that you're seeing there on Best Buy. It looks good for a little bit of a run back to the resistance. Maybe a run to 90, 92. Looks good there in Best Buy today. XLP doing really well. The defensive names pushing strong there. Campbell's Soup, Target looking well. Dollar Tree pushing back. Hormel's Food, Costco pushing. So a lot of these names getting a nice little lift today. Tyson, we'll see if it can continue. Taking a look at some of the bigger movers here. Target and Dollar Tree seem to be like two leading there, and Campbell's Soup coming right back, right behind it. All right, there's Biddy, and it's right back to 2030. So it's kind of like going back and forth, guys. I think that it could still take off. It's just kind of slow for me on the trade. And you guys know I like some faster trades. So it's still looking good there on the Bitcoin short. I need to take a look at the calendar here. Let's take a look at how Bitcoin's trading out the gates here today. It's been pulling back. I mean, it pulled back closer to 97,000. So I feel like Biddy is still a play to watch here. Clean Spark is pulling back. Can it go green today? I think that's something definitely to watch for. Are we getting a fake out on the upside here? Is something that I'm thinking about on the Qs. We'll see. I mean, definitely some strength there in the retail names. Lulu, big name to the upside. Victoria's Secret up almost 5% already. This looks to me like a little bit of some Black Friday run. Zumi's getting a lift there. ANF getting a lift. Urban getting a lift. So it's definitely a lot of the department names, your apparel manufacturing, a lot of those names out there. All right, guys, the Victoria's Secret, you can't stop it. You can't. Crocs, Nike, all those names looking interesting. Nike, I like that pullback on the 7620s there. Of course, why? Also because Nike's on a little bit of a turnaround look, right? It's pulled back a good level. It's having a nice day two move, held yesterday's close. So that's actually good action here on Nike. Could keep going. Nice little pullback there. Just caught there on the VWAP. Could still go to 7610 and then make a big rip. So I'm watching it here to see if we get any type of pullback. But Nike looking pretty well here. Qs now coming back down a little bit here. Will we see a little bit of some downside? Biddy's coming back for the squeeze there, man. If I gotta go for this one, I have to scalp it. I have to scalp it on Biddy. So I already took a little bit of a loss there, but I still view this as a good trade today on Biddy. It's just more about what happens in the Bitcoin names. So another thing that could happen here is just shorting those types of names, right? Shorting the miners, because they can really come down today in a hurry. We'll see what happens on the Qs. Can the Qs bounce here, or will it go red? The SPY is also something to watch here if it goes red. Another thing that I'm watching is, of course, XOM. I've talked about that 122 spot. We just got above it. Now we're coming back down. We'll see what happens here in the market. If the market could take a downturn, oil will look better. If the market makes the up move, technology, and those names might look a little bit better, like NVIDIA, right? But look how NVIDIA just came right back down. So it could just be a little bit of a trap. The one that's strong right now, Apple, going for that 230 that was mentioned in the pre-market by my man Kevin. All right, short dude, SKK looking heavy. Short ad now. Let's go. We'll see what happens there on SKK. All right, guys, definitely should have maybe just kept my Biddy, the 500 shares. Once I went to 1,000 shares, I didn't want to risk too much, but it is getting a nice little lift right back. So it's looking like it wants to break above the 23,636. We'll see what happens on that. Q's trying to bounce a little bit here. We'll see if it does bounce or does the VIX start to do a little bit of a takeoff back to the upside. MSTR pulled back to the 403, trying to recover that VWAP. I think this is important. If it comes for a downside break through the 396, that could be when you start to see some of the Bitcoin names start to give up. JTAI back down to 780s and rejecting the 8 recovery there. We'll look to see if it gets back up above 8, but definitely some red to start the day on JTAI. AI names overall pulling back here at the start. We'll look to see if they do get the lift. SoundHound is one that did get a little bit of a move up. BTAI, what's another one that's out there? There's so many of these AI names that we can look out for. What about Tempest? Tempest AI doing pretty well on the day here. We'll look to see if it recovers 54. This is one that could really get going here. Nice little first action on that move as it starts to recover the 54s. The only thing with Tempest AI that you got to be careful of is the spread. SKK now starting to come back down towards the 218s. Pretty heavy in the 240s there, so it could come back to the $2 spot. QUBT coming right back down after a really strong move. But I mean, it started up at like 520, so it was a little bit of a blow off. Q's still just chomping around a little bit here. We'll look to see if we make the move to the 506. It's been strong to start the day here, and pretty much every sector into the green, right? So everything's in the green, even basic materials making the up move here. So what's moving in basic materials? Lithium names, guys, lithium names. PLL. This is a theme that we got to look for to see maybe if it gets hot. PLL making a nice little move to the upside. Piedmont Lithium. Not a bad one there. 1225s. Can it get to 13 today on a day 2 move? It has potential there. Nice little move on PLL to start the day. Pullback below 12s would be a nice looking move there on PLL. I'll look to see if we get a pullback back below it. Maybe towards like the 1190s or 1180s here. All right, we'll look to see if Reddit down here. We'll look to see if it recovers there, but PLL already pushing there to the 1240s. Strong move there. LAC, LAU, all names that you can take a look at there. Lithium names pushing strong. Uranium names, how are those? They're doing all right on the pullback. Nothing crazy there. NNE still holding a little bit there. Let's go to, what was the area that I wanted to take a look at today? Not nano nuclear, not CCJ. What was it? There was another one, but hey, it is what it is. I'll just keep going. There's so many names to kind of look at today. A lot of action going on out there, guys. Defensive still leading the action. Still leading the action is the XLP names, those type of names. Look at the XLP go, man. Daily chart looked beautiful. Nice little hammer candy going strong today. Looking good there. Target doing well there. Dollar Tree doing well there as those start to push back. Dollar General now getting a little bit of a lift there. So just mentioning some names that are doing pretty well there. BJ's Wholesale Club, of course, getting a nice push here towards the 96. This is kind of more that Thanksgiving rally. What about the Kroger's? Kroger's that we talked about yesterday. Look at that little push. Nice push there in Kroger's to 59.27. We'll look to see if it keeps going. Q's went towards that 506 and stopped right on the hammer there. Let's see if we take it out. Lulu doing really well there. Zoomy up a good amount. Victoria's Secret now 6%. So definitely a big push there. Best Buy just continuing to travel. Held the 90 MA pullback and starting to climb back to the upside. Look at the volume that came in on that push there too towards 89. It's looking like it's pushing strong today. That's Best Buy. What's another one that we can take a look at? Shop. See if that can keep going through the 107. Man, interesting open here today, guys. It's 9:45. Let's slow things down and let's start getting to more of the trading action. That was a lot. Let's go. The Trade to Pool platform looking strong today. Got to love it. Yes, let's go. All right, guys, looking around. Let's go. Biddy just kind of holding on there. Of course, with the Qs going to the upside, it's not doing much there. Airbnb doing pretty good day there, guys. 133.50s up to 137. So big push there. Peloton on the upside. Peloton. Oh, man, I feel like scalping this bad boy. Let's try a scalp here. I haven't done a scalp in a little while here. So up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. This would be the down 3, and then the rip would come after this. But the Qs, I don't know, man. The Qs seem interesting today. They keep trying to get through that 506. I'll tell you that much. Could go for a scalp there, but it's not. Nothing that really stands out there. MODG, Top Golf. I don't think too many people are going golfing, though. XLF pushing strong. So the financials getting that next lift, guys. So keep your eyes on that. PayPal, Square looking well there. Square just taking off there, man. I can remember when we started calling it on the PayPal, how PayPal was really strong and Square was playing catch up. It's played that catch up already. So definitely big push. Looking around at the other financials, JPM doing pretty well there. Bank of America. So you're definitely seeing the strength in some of these. SoFi up there to 1537, but starting to slow down a little bit on SoFi. All right, let's take a look at the scanner, see what I see out there. Bitcoin overall, just taking a look at the action there, not seeing much. ARQQ being one stock that's up a decent amount. SKK going up on the scanner there. Is it bouncing again? That's just kind of hanging out there. Dava down big again, man. No one likes this company, man. I think this thing's going to go to zero. I don't know how Kathy has this company. IonQ down big, of course, with QUBT going down. It could keep coming down, right? So just be careful with that one. PDYN getting a little bit of a lift. This one was pushing strong yesterday, was trying to make the push. Let's see if it goes and makes a little bit of a run through the 250s. Got some good volume on that last push. That's why I'm looking at it. Good volume, 1 minute kind of holding in. Q slowing down a little bit here. Let's see if it takes off and starts to do a ramp off move through the 506. Big level right here as we start to push back. NVIDIA could start to climb back with this, especially if the Qs take off here. So I'm taking a look at that. The SPY still up there also. So both names, both charts right at the top here. Let's see if we do get another breakout, or do we get some cut down here? All right, guys, I'm going to look at the VIX here to see if maybe we get a little bit of some cut down here. But just going to try to trade it small, try to stay small, and then add to the size if I can get a bigger move here. Just watching the Qs there, looking to see if it takes off there through the 506. And then I can, if it takes off there, the retail is the way to play it for me. GME is in the red right now. That's interesting to see there. Victoria's Secret, KSS doing really well. Macy's doing really well. BJ, 5, Carvana doing well. Groupon, guess people buy Groupons in the holiday time. Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy up decent amount. So a lot of these kind of stores in retail doing well. Ulta bouncing back and continuing. I talked about how I wanted a piece of Ulta, but man, it got hit hard. It filled the gap though, the Warren Buffett gap, and it's starting to work back. Maybe you're starting to see some bets off of that filled gap. How's ANF doing right now? ANF, big push, now pulled back here. I kind of like this trade here. How's the Qs looking? Oh man, ANF is the one that I want to go after here. All right, let's see what I can do with ANF here. It looks interesting to me. It's just more about if the Qs keep going, man. Are we going to get the takedown, or what's going to happen here? Rejection again on that Qs. We might go into a little bit of some pullback here. And it's tough. It's tough to take the trade here because the trade is a reversal setup. There's the VIX. It went to 4650s right back up there in a hurry. Qs could be coming down with that action, and that's where it gets just tough here. It still hasn't come to VWAP, so I'm still looking at the ANF, but that's just because I think it's a good trade here. Foot Locker, another one that's going up with, of course, Black Friday. Gap, how's the Gap doing? That pulled back to 24s. Big pullback in Gap. ANF trying to recover this 150. Was up there to 154. That's why I'm looking at it. That's a nice risk to return right now. Qs could recover that 9 EMA, could come to the VWAP. Biddy now taking off towards the 2338. So that's looking like it's starting to come down as the Bitcoin trade starts to bring down a little bit there. There's a little spike towards 2340s. Does look pretty decent there still. We'll look to see what happens on the Qs to see if the Qs collapse here. And there it is, a nice little first action to the downside. I'm liking Biddy here. It's just hard to trade it. I could also go for the scalp on the VXX. How much does this move? $1.42. It's just not moving much right now. Have to go big sized here if I wanted to trade that. Qs came right back to the VWAP there. The VIX is what's kind of pushing right back towards 47. So definitely seeing the strength there. There was a trade there, but it went down really quickly to the 46.50. So it washed out the bulls and then it came right back up. Biddy just pulled back here. So there's my opportunity if I want to take it here. Or I could go for the move right back up. ANF setting up for the move to the upside here. I kind of like it there. Let's see if we do one more downside attempt here in ANF. Why? Because I see 1, 2. I usually like to see one more attempt here before I'm getting back in. See if we can get an attempt to 148 and then it starts to come back. Q's coming down fast there with that turn. So it's going to give opportunity in certain names here, whether it be defensive or things like that. You can definitely take a look to see if those names give you opportunity to catch them on the pullback. Let's go to some of those defensive names. What about Kroger's? Yeah, Kroger's back to 59. We'll look to see if it goes back to 59.30s, but pulling back. Victoria's Secret. What's up with the Secret? Got up there. Lulu. Pulling back now. ANF pulling back a little bit off that 150. It hit it. It tried to trigger some longs there. We'll see what happens now. Q's coming down fast there, guys. So definitely seeing the action there. There's a VIX pullback there. Let's see if the biddy starts to take off here. I'll go a little bit bigger here and try to go quickly. Should start small and then get big. Let's be honest. All right, what's going on out there, guys? SKK. Kathy Wood set fire to more capital than Munich in the subprime. Yeah, I mean, it's Kathy. She ain't scared of setting some money on fire. QUBT coming back now. Seeing a little bit of a comeback there. AI names starting to come back there. So you're starting to see the strength there. Soundhound right back at VWAP. This looks interesting to come right back up to 770s. So is it time to play the upside? It could be as it starts to come back in. ANF starting to get back above that 150s. Could go to that 154. It just looks like an interesting play, especially ahead of Black Friday to play this ANF. So looking for that one more dip down and then for the move higher. We'll see what happens. KDP bouncing back today. Celsius getting in the green. I talked about this one, guys. It was on the playbook just yesterday. Now starting to really turn things around in Celsius. So if you guys are looking for something that's more different type of play here, I definitely think Celsius has had its bottoming time now. So I think this is definitely one that I'll even put out on Twitter a little bit later today. Just watching it though. Nice little first push off the 29 spot. Good push too. Right? Like it's holding the 9 and just grinding higher is Celsius Holdings. Monster has been going up, and that's another reason why I'm willing to take this. Monster looks good to maybe break 55. SBFM right now getting a little bit of a lift there to the 270s. Could make a run to 3. Was just up there a little while ago in the pre-market. This looks like a cup and handle type of pattern. Needs to hold this kind of 250 or the VWAP right now on this pullback and then take the high there, the 291s. We'll look to see if it's able to do it. Q's now it's trying to bounce back a little bit there. ANF trying to bounce back. I might have to step up to the plate here. I'm looking for that one more takedown attempt there. VIX back down to the 4680s. Definitely the Qs trying to determine where it's going. The SPY itself bounced a little bit faster. So I take a look here to see what's down. And there's not much. There's not much that's down there today. So a lot of strength out there. AU was a gold play that I gave this morning. It did dip out the gates, but it's been pushing strong. Had about 50 cents to the upside. CCJ kind of hanging out there. NNE now starting to pull back a little bit there. Seeing energy take off there. XOM, guys. XOM on the playbook. Big move there in XOM. The oil stock starting to push. And what did I give on Trader TV? I said, don't miss that oil push through the 122. I'm missing it right now. So I need a pullback now to get in that trade. But yes, XOM, big push there. Not a bad one to keep on watch as it keeps pushing. Strong move there for oil. So XOM, Chevron is another one to maybe look at that's a little bit further behind than XOM, but strong also. Look how it's holding the 9 EMA. Good moves there. I'd be looking for hourly long pullbacks on XOM to maybe play that. So a pullback back towards 122.40s gets me excited today. We'll see if it pulls back to that. XLP looking like it wants to keep moving here. That's Dollar Tree, your Campbell's Soup, your Target bouncing back today. XRT still strong here in Macy's, KSS. Known Black Friday days, known Black Friday kind of runs. BSCO up there almost to 37. Lulu holding on. ANF still chomping around there. Now back down towards 148. 60s on the bid. Just looking at it, I need that one more pullback to the support. Then I can start taking a long on it, especially if the Qs start to the upside here. And they look like they're coming to the upside. All right, what's up out there, guys? How we doing? Good to see you guys out there. All right, SKK. Let's see what else is out there. How'd that one end up moving? There you go. Nice little fade back down to $2. Hope you got that short, dude. XOM just strong there. CRNC, the one that was moving earlier, starting to lift off the VWAP. This looks good for the 650. Nice move here, guys. I hope someone was able to nail the CRNC. Really nice chart here. This is like so up my alley. This chart. I'm just not going to jump to it at 650s because that's chasing. But definitely really beautiful bottoming action here, guys. So you're getting an up one, down, up one, down one, up two, down two, up three, down three. You get that nice support. Starts to break the 625. Really nice reversal back above the VWAP. Then when you break above the VWAP, the number one thing I'd look for is an attempt down to VWAP that holds. That's exactly what happened on this 957 candle. When you came back to the 624, VWAP 622, it holds, and then it actually closes towards 636. Next candle, test is also near VWAP 627, and then now starts to expand away. Good looking trade there. PDYN, another one that's been kind of just lifting on the 9. ANF going for that downside move here. The Qs are actually on the upside action here. Let's take a look and just a peek at Biddy. That looks like it's trying to push towards the 2340s, but really hasn't moved. How are the Bitcoin names out there? We can take a look at that. How's ETH? Got up there to the 845s, actually pulling back a little bit here. ANF pulled back to the 149.60s here. Qs kind of just chomping around a little bit now. SPY looks like it wants to lead here. Qs now pulling back a little bit there. So still looking at ANF. It's coming right back down now towards 149, 149.30s here. I'm going to start taking a look to see if maybe I take a shot here in ANF. All right, let's see if I can get a starter below 149, and then I don't mind kind of holding off this 148. Need to see the Qs kind of hold up, though, and not just kind of tumble. They're kind of holding on right now. All right, guys, now what's leading and what's in the red? Very important. In the red, technology and healthcare. So that looks pretty weak. You don't want to see those in red. And I'm looking at what's in the strength here. I'm now seeing real estate, energy, and basic materials lead. So basic materials are definitely hot today to look at. Chemicals and specialty chemicals, we talked a lot about those types of names. Those are going to have your lithium names and different things like that. So PLL still looking really good as that just climbs to 1250s. We'll take a look at some other action out there. Wood getting a little bit of a push there. Steel pushing strong. Building materials, it seems like it's an all-out rally there. AU continuing off the VWAP. We'll look to see if some gold gets going. You guys know how it is. I love gold. Let's go. Been trading in the evening. Some tickers are now tradable 24 hours a day. Yeah, gotta get what you can get. IBG getting a little lift there. I don't know this one. Innovative beverage. ANF now down to 148. Didn't get the shot there. Didn't go long there. I saw the Qs kind of hanging out there. The SPY hanging out there. Now it looks good here for ANF to recover, but it's going to need a big recovery here if it is going to come back here. It's interesting. All right, let's take a look here. The Qs just take a tumble. If not, I'm going to be looking to take the shot long on ANF. VIX just hanging out at the bottom of the end here. So it doesn't make me feel like the market's going to come down here, because it doesn't look like a setup for a reversal. It could always reverse, but that's something to think about, right? Here's ANF. A little buying went in there at the 147.80s there. So at 148, they got in. So someone took a shot there at 148. Q's hanging out there. I'm going for it here on ANF, guys. All right, starter on there at 148.90s, and it's a little bit high, right? But I'm just going in with just a little bit of size there, 100 shares. Now I'm going to look to see if I can get 148 and then maybe 147. All right, let's see if I can get a move right back into the 147s here. 148 on the bottom there. We got 147.90s, maybe a slight tick below that, and then the rally back. That's what I'm kind of looking at here. Definitely jumped up a little bit there. Should have just maybe put a limit order. The Qs are actually coming down now. That's a little bit of a sign of concern here. Got to be quick maybe taking this off here, as I seen the downside come in really quickly. So let's see what happens there. I'm going to risk maybe $100 on the first action. The downside's coming in fast there with the SPY. All right, got to set a risk here because it could easily cut me out. The VIX could start jumping here. VIX is jumping off that 46.50. So Biddy, let's see what happens on that one. We got some size to come in Biddy. That tells me that maybe this is the time on Biddy now, as we're getting the VIX also to come down. So we'll see what happens here. I think it's just back and forth right now in the SPY and in the Qs. It's chopping all around. Chomping. All right, we'll see if ANF can start to reverse back here towards 150, but it's definitely just kind of chop right now, and it's right on the VWAP, the SPY. VIX trying to get back above here, but the big thing for me is I look at the daily chart on the VIX, and the VIX looks like it wants to drop, so it would need to hold here, this kind of 46.80s, and really start coming back through 47 today, maybe making its way all the way up to 49, right? So it's a ways away to go. Here's 47s trying to break out above the 47 here, and it's all on the Qs here and the SPY. Will we bounce here, or will we go for a takedown? ANF starting to come back here, now starting to try to go to the green here. So in a second here, I might add on ANF. And then from that point, I need to hold, kind of break even. Got to give it a little bit of room to run here, but let's see what happens. Can the Qs come right back up, or will we get a takedown? If we do get the takedown, VIX looks interesting. I can take a look to see if some other names come down, like the crypto miners names, like Mara. Clean Spark, those types of names are interesting to look for a little bit of some turnaround. Maybe even some of the smaller ones like Cypher, like Hive, right? What's another small one? Hut, right? So you can take a look. Riot, right? We'll see what happens on those. Q's now bouncing a little bit here, so I'm willing to take a shot in ANF if the SPY could really bounce. All right, nice bounce there, starting to get into the green here. So now's my shot to take a shot if I want to take it. Rejecting that 90 EMA a little well there. I'm looking to see if the Qs can get above the 90 EMA and the SPY gets above the 90 EMA. VIX just chomping around out there, so we got to get through this, and then we're going to see what happens with the market. And one of the important parts about that is at some point, you got to definitely determine that when the trend actually starts to make a move. All right, starting to get a move back towards 150, willing to add if it starts to get above that 150 here. But the big thing is going to be with the Qs and the SPY. Can it get back above that 90 EMA? It's just kind of faking out on that level right now. All right, at this point, break even, guys, on the ANF trade. It could come back on me with the SPY and the Qs looking like that. So I'm not adding here. I'm just being protective. If it comes back around, then I can go long on the VXX. I'm just watching the action here. Let's see what happens here on the Qs. Will it go back up? Will it go right back to the downside? I think you're seeing it right here. And like always, guys, it's going to be a little bit of some chop here on Fridays. It has a tendency of having swings, and you got to be patient. That's what pays for you guys on a day like today where you're getting that chop, right? So be careful out there. Let's keep getting after it, and definitely smash that like, guys. SMCI getting wild out there. Yeah, it's definitely getting wild. It could still pull back, though. That's where I'd be looking at it right now. It looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders on that. We'll look to see if it comes back to the 32. Qs still heavy here. It still can't get back above the VWAP for some reason. So I'm watching the Qs to see if they're getting shorted off that 505. If it does, that means ANF will come and stop me right back out. So I'm watching it here to see if ANF is going to get going. Might go long on the VIX, right? That's an option here for me. Q's trying to break down here. Let's see if this is the moment here. Getting some jump in the VIX. All right, guys, I just stepped up to the plate. Starter on the VIX. Starter on. Still have ANF, so pretty much going both ways right now. Taking a trade on both sides of here. But have a break-even stop for ANF. In a second, I'll have a break-even stop for the VIX. All right, starting to get that VIX to jump a little bit here. We want to see it take 47s and then from there not come back through that 47. So a nice pop towards like 47.15s, 47.20s is really the first action. There it is, guys. In a second, I'll be at break even on this. Now I'm getting that attempted move there. There's the 47.15s. Now I'm break even on both sides, and you guys can see how the ANF broke down. And now I'm long on the VIX there. Got about 112 on the plus side of things. Both sides have gone to about 100. So here you guys see me taking both sides of the trade and taking a shot here now for a breakdown in the Qs. And of course, the Qs could always come back. Look at that wick that happened there. Wicks can be tricked, so just be careful here. We'll see what happens. And if it does start to come back, I could still play ANF through 150. I just wanted to be safe on that pullback towards that 149. So giving myself the potential return here on the VIX is always what it's about, right? The potential return could be up there to the 4750s and it really starts to kind of break out here. The Qs, will it let go? Will the SPY let go? And I'm looking at Biddy also to take a bet here in a second here if we can get some more downside action. So I might not add to the VIX, but might go for a different trade. Yeah, seeing that downside action there, and that makes me want to take the shot on Biddy. So I'm willing to take the shot on Biddy here. Let's see what happens. Q's, another leg down there. Pretty weak there. Looking around at the Bitcoin price right now. Getting a little bounce there at the 97,000 towards the 98. Just looking at it, guys. Q's trying to let go here. We're getting a little bit of some pullback here. Let me go ahead and I'll show you guys it right on the screen here. Biddy, VIX, 500 shares. Let's go. Look at the 15-minute chart. That kind of broke there on Biddy. Back and forth on this Q. Qs are trying to build on that pullback, but I think we're stuck right now in this range. And I talked about 506 being so important. Look how it went right to the key. I had 506.37. It went to 506.36. So just off there by 1 penny, but that was where I had drawn the resistance in the pre-market. All right, just got clicked out of the VIX here. The Q's coming right back there, and you guys can see it. Still within only $73, even though I've taken multiple positions here and setting myself up. That's all you can do a lot of the times. Let's see what happens here. VIX could still jump right back up. I just didn't want to get caught on that downside action move on a flush out. And the Q's trying to come back here. So that's one thing I can see. Q's trying to come back, guys. A&F trying to recover that 150 here. The back and forth action continues right now, guys. I do like A&F here, but the problem is that we're getting back and forth action with the overall market, so it's trying to chop people out right now. All right, looking around, I'm not seeing much out there right now, guys. I know we had some 10 o'clock numbers that came in there, so I'm looking at the SPY to see what were those numbers. Global manufacturing and things like that. Consumer sentiment came in at 71 versus 73. Ooh. I think this is what it might be here, guys. So I'm seeing an inflation expectation, and the inflation expectation came above what was the expectation. So looking to see that the Qs start to come down here. I'm going to take a shot in the VIX, I think. Yeah, the Qs look pretty weak here. Taking the shot, guys. I'm long. I got one share. All right, guys. Just took it long there at the 94s. 94s, 1,001 shares, guys. Looking to see if the Qs could drop here. Pop back to 47.15s can put my kind of break-even stop on this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Big cut down real quickly. Q's chopping back and forth, but the VIX is trying to stop me out here on the downside. Still looks good here, but the Qs need to come down. Watching the action on the Qs here. We'll see if we get the breakdown back towards 503. Back and forth action here, guys. Got to be a little bit safe here. I feel like I went a little bit too big there. So what I would like to do is start really paying attention to the Qs here, because I ramp back and I can just get washed here. So this is where I feel like this is those moments where I got a little excited there on the trade, because the way the setup was, and I went with 1,000 shares there. Maybe should have gone 500, looking for the break to 503 and then adding that 500, right? So overexposure here can sometimes really hurt you, and that's where you got to be careful. I try to get the overexposure down here. All right, guys, just took the overexposure off a little bit, now down to 500, and this is just more based to protect myself here. Q's coming back here to the upside. It's definitely chomping all around, and it's going to chop here, guys. That's where you got to be careful, you know, because it could just be a choppy move here. Q's up and down here, guys. So just be careful out there. Q's now starting to come back up here. So just be careful on the takedown there of the VIX. And it's just chopping, guys. It's just chopping. That's what I see out there. It's just chopping. Chopping all around out there. All right, taking a look at the deeper time frame here. COB to launch the first ever cash settled spot Bitcoin index options on December 2nd. That's when I think that we could get maybe to the 100,000, but we'll see what happens today. Q's coming back. All right, set the risk right now, 4660s. If it hits there, it will get me out, guys, but I still will be in the game to keep trading, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Just keep in the game until we actually get a trend. We haven't gotten a trend. ANF still one of my top plays to the upside if the market comes back. Always two different sides of the market. Super choppy is right. Yeah. Chop, 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 chop. All right, guys. Can't fit any more profit in my skin. Peace out, kid. Hey, go get it, short. Short, dude. Go enjoy your weekend. All right, guys, don't forget, guys, the stock trading competition is coming. You guys don't want to miss that out. Definitely check out the stock competition that we have, guys. Rule the pool. Who's going to rule the pool, guys? Definitely take a look into the action and sign up, guys. First place prize, that extra buying power. It'll be available, guys, and we're going to trade with 200,000. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, guys. Stick around. A lot more for you guys in 9 days. Just 9 days. My birthday's coming up in December. It's a big month, guys. All right, we'll see what happens now. ANF getting a little bit of a spike there, and now the VIX getting a little bit of a spike there. The chomp is continuing out there, the choppy chop action. Just the back and forth here, man. It's really tough. It's really tough when you get this back and forth action. A lot of times what you got to do is you got to stay small to get a trend going and then look to see what happens. So sometimes traders walk away even just waiting to see hourly candles actually break on the top or the bottom. Right now you're getting this chop off this 503.60. So that's what I'm seeing on the Qs, and it's just chomping, chomping, chomping all around. Q's making that upside move here, or at least an upside attempt. Still like just not getting the move, guys. Not getting the move on either side. It's just chomping around. That's very tough to trade because you're looking to see the move. You're looking to see the move. You're looking to see the move, and we're just not getting it. Now, a lot of wicks on the bottom side of this VIX. So looking to see if we can get the pop here. A pop towards like 47.20s, 47.15s, and I'll add and go for the swing today, guys. It's all on the Qs, man. Susie Q, what are you going to do for me today? Susie Q. Look at the 5-minute here. Let's take a look at the of the MACD. The MACD's crossed and hasn't come back. It's expanded away, showing weakness, 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 if anything. All right, just got an alert there. XOM less than 122.30. So XOM giving me an opportunity to come in on this. And this is all based on an hourly. I'd like it towards like 122, really. So it looks good there on oil. We'll see what happens. Getting a quick pullback there on the VIX. It's just still chomping around out there, guys. Be careful out there. But XOM, something to watch out for. 122s, I'd like it. I'd like it. Here's the VIX going for the move here. It's going for the breakout. The Qs need to break down, though. Right, 47 is really that kind of move where I'd like to take the shot of add here. Just broke it for a second, came right back down. There goes the Qs for an attempted breakdown. I'm going for the add here. I'm going for the ad, guys. There's, oh, no ad, man. Come on. How do you not give me that ad? All right, guys, just got an ad there now at 46.97s. We'll see what happens. XOM still looking good here. The Qs made an attempt to the downside, now coming back on me. So could have been a fake out on the downside where big volume got filled there. It's starting to turn around on the 1 minute. The 5-minute was pretty bad on the MACD. So we'll see what happens on that. Can it go back to green candle? It could. I took the shot there, though, in the VIX. All right, we'll look at XOM also. I think that's one to keep an eye out for, that kind of drop here and then recovery right back up. So I like the oil and energy pullback there. Gush is another way to play this on the daily action. XOM will be interesting for sure. I want to trade more of it, but I'm focused here on the VIX. XOM, what are you going to do? Could hold that 9 EMA on the 15-minute and go right back up. That's what I'm looking at. So XOM looking decent here. Right back in, the Q's coming right back, guys. It is wicked out there right now, man. Yeah, Qs are coming back right now, it seems like. This is as choppy as it gets, guys. This is tough, tough, tough. It's just not going, guys. And now it's reversing. So just got to be careful out there, guys. It could reverse on me. Setup's there, and I'm staying in it because of setup, but other than that, it's a tough one here. Let's take a look here. VIX going up and down, up and down, up and down. Just held the VWAP, which is an important look for me. Now needs to take off. Now starting to push there. Need to see the Qs break here. Qs break down back through the 503. That's what I'm looking for. Biddy, is it starting to go? No go on Biddy just yet. Clean Spark actually making an up move there. And the Q's coming right back. It was just looking like it was going to break, and there you guys have it. It's right back at VWAP, and the Q's coming right back. So just be careful out there, guys. It seems like it's both sides of this trade right now. This is a tough one, man. Tough one for sure. I'm sticking to it right now, but it's very difficult, guys. This is going to be my shot for the day, guys. 10.26. I'm taking it, guys. I'm taking my shot. I'm sticking to my bones here, and that's the hardest part. You feel it in your bones. Old Tiesto song. Back in my EDM days. 407 starting to come back, starting to go for the cut down on the Qs. I'm going for the swing here, guys. I'm gonna go for it. Just looking for that like nice little push above this. I'll put out an ad order if it pushes towards like 47.25s. This is going to be a tough one. How's the XOM? Did it get to the 122 yet? Ooh, almost 122.35. So still looks interesting to me, especially towards 122. I like hourly long pullbacks and then just back towards this level, like 122.20s is a good level towards 122. So we like oil. This is one that I like here. We'll see what happens. There's a nice push there on the VIX there. Got a nice little first push there towards the 47.25. Trying to add at 47.10s here, but we're already pushing. If I don't get the ad, that's fine. I'm being break even now on this also, so I won't lose a single penny on this moving forward. We'll see what happens there. All right, guys, trying to break out there. It went to 47.25s here. Willing to add on any pullback here, but just looking for it to take off here. Q's starting to break down. That looks good there. XOM looking decent also. Now up 249 in a second here. We can start to secure some profits if it really takes off here. Nice push on that first action there towards the 47.35s now. Now we're really starting to climb here. Looking for any pullback to go ahead and add and then take the shot there. We're starting to get that nice big move here. Now let's see if the Qs break the 503. XOM is starting to look good there for me. I'm going to take a shot on XOM here. I'm trying to go long on XOM. See what happens on that. Come on, pull back just a little bit further on XOM. I like this. I like oil today. There's a big push there. I gotta go look at profits on VIX. All right, securing 300 there. Securing 300 here just to make sure. Oh, it's pulling back. It's going to come try to get my 300. I want to stay in this, but the Qs are bouncing. Got to stay in. Got to stay in today. Got to stay in. Stay in. Cover the amount that I lost today. I'm willing to do that, which is 160, which would put me back into the green, but I'm going to give this room to really run. The Qs need to continue breaking down, though, if I'm going to make like $1,000 today. And so that's what I'm going to take a shot here on. It's coming back. It's trying to get me. All right, I'm putting it back at break even. Qs are still on the bottom end. They could still break. The 5-minute chart is still looking pretty bearish. So this is what I'm looking for. A rejection right now of this level. I don't want it to really reclaim back up through this 504. Break down through this 503.20s. 503 close 5-minute is so important. Next 5 minutes, if it doesn't do that, it's going to reverse on me. And I had a chance there to take 500. So maybe being a little bit too picky here. Trying to find the ways to maximize on the profits is something that I've been battling with. Sammy, what's up out there, guys? I mean, it's Friday. What can we expect? Heads up, Michigan loves his birthday, or Mitch loves his birthday presents from Victoria's Secret. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to rock here, Wisdom. You know, Victoria's Secret shirt. I don't even know what the Victoria's Secret makes for men. Maybe some boxers, I don't know. All right, seeing a little bounce there, seeing the SPY go for the move there. It went back to try to get me. I mean, it's back and forth right now, guys. Back and forth. The Qs need to decide what they're doing here. Take a look at the 1 minute. You can see how it rejected the 9 EMA there, also showing me a little weakness, but it could easily come right back through that 504. Oh my God. It's going to get me out break even, guys. Look at the Qs come back, man. This is where it gets tough, guys, because the technical analysis said to hold that position. Now I'm down 209. Didn't take the 500. It's a frustrating Friday, man. The chop continues. Worst part is, it could still go down. Oh, man. It's so hard sometimes, guys. It's so hard. Still seeing the weakness here for the Qs. That's a tough one, man. Had to get out there. Protect myself. I'll take it one more time here, but got to be careful. Got to be careful, man. I'm definitely starting to play with fire now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm playing with the fire now. Took another shot there to see if the Qs would break. Need to see the 503 come quickly on this 5 minute. It needs to close down towards 503. We got about what on the time? We got about 2 minutes left. Yeah, 2 minutes left, guys. I want to see this green candle go red. All right, first action not looking too bad there. First pop back towards 4702s. Just need to see it to get to like 4710s. I'm willing to take a shot, but really this is more about something that could keep going, right? It's a momentum move. So you don't need to take too much. Just need to look for it to actually break here. Definitely not happy with the way I managed that first spike, right? Victoria doesn't make anything for men, only women. Does it? I mean, I'm sure it makes. I've heard of like Victoria's Secret, like men cologne. I don't know. Who knows, man? Put it this way: very limited time in Victoria's Secret store. All right, 46.97, 503s just hanging out here. What will happen in the next 40 seconds is going to be important for this trade. The chop, man. The chop continues out there. It is so choppy, man. If I think about it this way, though, it's still bearish on the day, right? Still bearish, right? So that's what I'm looking at, right? We're below VWAP. We keep rejecting the move back above VWAP. We're just on a slow leak down versus a fast leak down. Getting a test here now on the VIX, so it's gonna be one of those days, guys, where it's tough. It's definitely not been easy here on a Friday. Getting a little bounce there, and look what happened to that 5 minute candle there. Army candle. So not what I wanted to see there. Now we're starting to recover back towards the 504s. Could still recover on the day. This is where it gets tough, guys, because I'm getting towards the point where I'd want to stop out around the 200 spot. It just clicked the 200 for a second. The chop continues out there, man. It's just choppy action there, guys. It's going to be very hard to determine the trend today, and that's the hardest thing sometimes on Fridays. And then what happens is that you could get a little bit of some chop here through the lunch hour, and then towards like maybe, let's say 2 p.m. a lot of the times we start to get more of that trend to actually like go. So right now it's been trending down, but still could always reverse back to the upside. There's the Qs starting to come back there now. So it's going to be very tough. XOM never got an entry on that. How did that end up trading? I didn't even take a look at it. I just started focusing on that. It did bounce right around that kind of 122.20 level. So that was not a bad level to look at there. VIX right now just chomping around, man. Did not take profits on that spike to 47.50s, and that was a mistake by me for sure. I will say that without a doubt, because what I should have done is taken the profits and made sure that I took the 300, then got back into this name when it pulled back. Mistake by me that I will be reviewing in the weekend. Definitely a mistake. Got to review your actions, and you got to be really objective about it. And I even did it for a second. I had the stop loss there and I canceled it because it was coming back on it. Should have just taken the profits. Now instead I'm risking a good amount here as the Qs come back, and it's just back and forth action on the Qs. Doesn't mean that it's not going to break down, but it starts to become in too much pain. Right now I'm taking that pain down 255 right now. And the Q's actually going on the up action break. So if anything, it's about to stop me out in just a second here, guys. I'm about to get cut out, and trust me, going to be frustrated at this. Really bad execution on this trade. Really bad execution. Not the way I trade normally, guys. And I got to do better than that, man. Had it there. Had 500 there, man. And instead, down 500. Frustrating as heck, man. Bad execution there on my part. Should have taken that. Was focused on XOM. It popped. I wasn't even watching it, and that's what happens, guys. It's frustrating, guys. I'm way better than that, and that's not the way to trade it. Frustrating as hell. And then A&F is going to be looking good, but I don't have the cash to go for it anymore, and it still looks great right here, 150.20. Right, could still go back to 154, and it's that retail type of play, Black Friday type of play, and I have a good look on it. But the problem here is it literally could chop around also. I've spent too much money, didn't take the money when it was available to me today, and that's all on me. Did really well until this last like 15 minutes right now. Not the way to trade it, guys. Really upset about that. Not the way to do it, man. Just how it goes. Sometimes you're going to do it right today, and doing that trade right there needs to be one that I execute on. It was up there, $560, did not take the cash and paying the price for it. Just not watching. And that's a big no-no. It's just hard sometimes when I'm trying to do like multiple trades and kind of keep you guys in tune. And I was looking at XOM like, this is a good trade too, and look how it's coming back up. It's not like it wasn't a bad trade there. It was a great trade, risking closer towards that 122 and the opening action today. XOM looking really good to come back towards that 123. I'm frustrated today, guys. I know how to trade better than this, and that was just not how to do it. And one of the things that I try to do the most is try to trade the right ways and do it the right way, man. So Tesla, let's take a look there. Tesla looking good. That's a nice breakout candle. So that's going to be looking good for the Qs to come right back to the upside and break out. If anything, A&F still looks good here. What the hell, man? it's hard. It's hard to take this trade, but I could do like just like 100 shares and just risk like $100 more and maybe make 300 back, 400 back. But does that get me enough back on the day that I would need to go after this trade? The truth is, I had this trade picked out also from the bottom around the 149. When it came back to the 149, it stopped me out on this one, recovered that 149. That'd be a nice level to risk off of now. We'll see what happens on ANF. It's still a good trade. I'm going to stay on the sideline because I'm just not executing the right way today. Even though I see the trades that are really well, and I see this Black Friday trade coming on right now, and a lot of trades coming off of this. Like, I mean, Best Buy, that's a big day for it. I should have been trading that trade today versus trying to get after this. Should have taken that money right there in the VIX and started to use it to go after the retail trade right now and making that real money. So I got to be honest, man, that was a moment right there where it could have gone really great for me. And instead, I did a horrible move there. No pat on the back right now. Definitely not the way to go about it. So always going to tell you guys both ways, guys, when I'm sharp and when I'm not sharp at all. Like a dull knife right now, man. All right, guys, it's 10:42. I'll stick around to 10:50, 10:55 maybe, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm a little frustrated on that because I know how to trade better than that, and I know better than that. Today, Concyclical is now taking lead, and what is that trade? That is the Black Friday trade, right? So Black Friday trade is getting hot right now, and you're clearly seeing it. Clearly seeing it. Not the way to do it, man. Oh, man, that's a frustrating one, guys. That's a frustrating one, just to say the least, guys. So, hey, it is what it is. Most transparent trader just said that. Yeah, it's the only way to do it, guys. I'll definitely always tell you guys when I'm doing it right, when I'm doing it wrong. Right there was a moment where I could have done it right and did it wrong. Electric Mail, how do I get a hat? I agree. I need to figure this out for you guys more and more because these hats are fresh, man. I love this hat. I rock it all the time, as you guys can see. I need a new one. I want a white one with the peace sign, maybe. Like, I need a couple of them. I want an all blue one with the peace sign. This one is like, kind of like, it's like a really dark navy. It's fresh though. Fresh for sure. I'll show them the chat, guys. Let them know you guys want your trade the pull hat. Look what it says on the side here. Let's see if I can get it to pick up here. Let's see. There it is. Let's stock and roll, baby. Stock and roll. Trade the pool, guys. It's the only way. The only way. All right, guys. Yeah, definitely trade the pool, guys. Get your hat. Get your hat. It's a nice hat. I'd even get these as a fitted. We want it as a payout method. I agree. That you should be included. You get a payout, you win an eval, you get this fresh hat. And then don't forget the mug. We got the mug also. Pinkies up, guys. Pinkies up out there. Like I always say, pinkies up. Little trade the pool mug. Got some good stuff. All right, guys. It's how it goes sometimes. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Today, just not being sharp and missing out on that good trade. And also the energy trade is going to be another one that I'll look back on and probably see XOM at like 125 by the end of the day and then just be like, man, that was another one. So you didn't nail the VIX trade and then you didn't nail the XOM trade. Looking all over the place, focus a little separated, not focusing on what's in front of me. Is very important. And it's hard sometimes because the truth is being here by myself, sometimes I feel like it does do me a disservice in my trading The truth is, at the end of the day, I'm here to give back to you guys. So I can't get too frustrated because at the end of the day, it's still education for you guys to learn on how we want to be on our top game, right? Peak performance. And a big part of that is knowing when you're feeling it and when you're not. Right now, clearly, is one moment where I got to hit the brake pedal. And I had such a great week to then lose 539 right now. It's still a positive week, right? I do want to take that into perspective, but I'll show you guys it. And this is what it's all about sometimes, is showing you guys like the ups and downs of trading, because the truth is that's how trading is. There's ups and downs. It's not just one way. If it was just one way, I mean, I'd let you guys know, but here you guys, I'll show you guys this week's results, right? So I'm right now pulling up this account statistics. Just give me a second here to kind of get them populated here, and then we can take a look and talk a little bit more about the action. Also talk about kind of like how I can maybe gain back this, right? I think the big part there was I had the opportunity to go into the green and didn't take it. That's where you got to make the right decision there as a trader, not to get greedy there. Got greedy there, was looking for the 1,000 versus the $500 or the $600 win, which I'm starting to see is more and more where the cushion is. So trying to keep losses within this kind of range here, and I'll show you guys it. We can talk about it, right? That's what it's all about. It's understanding. So if I could keep the losses on the early side around this like kind of 65 to like maybe like 150, maybe 200 max, but really trying to keep it within like that 150, 170 range on the losses, and then taking the $500 to $600 on the win is really where I'm seeing the sizing right now that I'm using, probably the sweet spot. There's always a sweet spot. Yes, have I had some big wins? I'll show you them this week, right? It's not like I'm lying on it. It's more to show you guys the back and forth, right? So this week, I started the week, and you guys can see it here. Don't hide it. I was down 3,250 on the account. Final account right now is at 912 down, but on the week, I'm still up 2,337. So can't be too frustrated on that. One thing I'm clearly seeing there, around my 40% win rate, 38% win rate. So that tells me more and more. I talk about this all the time. If I'm at that win rate, yes, I need to be closer towards a 4-to-1 and a 3-to-1 profit factor, right? So you can see here 2.5, but really what I'm looking to is more that profit to loss ratio. And if that's what's doing well, look at the largest loss. Where's that largest loss? It was right now. It just happened. And that's where I think I did it wrong. If you take a look at the other ones, the average loss is what? 102. The average win, 409. That's exactly how I want to do it. Right now, this one kind of ruined that statistics even a little bit further. That average loss would have been closer towards 80, right? And that's what I want to be doing, that 3-to-1, 4-to-1 outlook. And if your results are telling you that you are actually getting this, then you're doing it right. So what I can do right now is be a little frustrated on the way I executed today, but overall for the week, still got to give myself a pat on the back and be happy that I was able to bounce back. That's what it's all about, guys. All right, guys, 10:50, guys. I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up. I wanted to show you guys this, show you guys the transparency. That's what it's all about, trying to give you guys the insights and understanding your statistics, understanding how to come at it as a trader. And of course, today, a little frustrated on that last execution, was doing really well there, and then just didn't go ahead and nail the profits when I had it, because it was available to me. Qs come right back up and more chop comes into the market. Look at ANF now coming back down. So it's a choppy market, guys. It's how it is, guys. Breaking the consistency is worse than losing the account, right? Yeah, I agree, Sammy. I agree. I think that's very important. I think I was doing it right there, and I just ran into a little bit of some trouble there on the execution side, being not focused, looking at XOM and just not taking the profits. As soon as I saw that spike to like 5 something, I was like, oh man, go secure profits. I had it secured and I canceled that order. That was the mistake there. Should have just got cut out like 300. Maybe didn't get the 500 because I looked for more, but 300 would have at least got me back into the green on the day. Would have been up like 100 or 200. and would give myself that ability to risk that to go again if I wanted to. That's the move there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today and this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, but definitely check out the stock trading competition, guys. I know that you guys want to be a part of that. I know that there's going to be multiple of you guys that might just end up in the top 10. I know I'll be trying to get to the top 10 this time. I got towards top 15 last time. Let's see what I can do this time. And of course, I'll do it right here live in front of you guys. We'll get on multiple traders to take some shots on the competition. So if you guys are looking to come onto the show, maybe you guys just want to come and hang out with Bunny Mitch, let me know, guys. You guys can always reach out to us. You can reach out to me, Mitch@tradethepool.com. I'll always be looking for your messages, guys. And you guys can hit the comments after the show. Let me know what you want to see more or less of on this show. Like always, I'm here to help you guys grow. So if there's an area you're looking to grow in, just let me know. I'll go ahead and bring that education to you right here. TTP Live, guys. We'll wrap it up. Many blessings for all out there, and stay safe throughout the weekend. Like always, I'll be back on Monday. Got to give myself a little pat on the back for the week, and also understand that we made a mistake today. And remember, mistakes happen. It's not about reacting emotional to the mistake, but reacting how I can actually make an improvement. A mistake is just a mistake unless you can improve it. Then it's a learning experience. Let's make it a learning experience versus just something that we hold ourselves down about. I'll see you guys back, like always, right here. I see some comments before it. Yeah, have a great weekend to all out there, and stay after it, guys. Fantastic work. Love the show. Hey, guys, at the end of the day, I do it to kind of give you guys back, and I hope that you guys can move forward in your journey, in your trading journey. If I can make that curve really bend, that's what I'm here for, guys. We'll see you guys back. Keep pushing in your trading. Keep trying to find opportunities. I talked about it this week. I wanted to start slow. Where I made mistakes is still going too fast into the sizing, waiting for the trend to actually show up, and then taking the sizing is what works. When I do it early, it's how I get wrecked. We'll see you guys back right here.